I always wondered because, you wrestled in there barefoot. Did you ever have any problems because of that? Because some of those arenas are not the cleanest arenas. And, backstage it might be dirty, or in the ring, sometimes fans are throwing stuff in the ring. Did you ever have any problems with your feet because you wrestled barefoot?
Yeah, when I came to the WWF, in places like Rhode Island, a lot of different places, they had started throwing thumbtacks out on the floor.
Oh.
But when I go, thumbtacks, they'll throw cigarettes and cigars out there. And it's hard for me to see them with my mask on.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And when I'm coming from the ring, I don't have my mask on, so I can see all the stuff that they thrown out at me. And a lot of times, when I get back to the dressing room, I thumbtacks out of my feet.
Oh God!
And it was so terrible. But I was younger then, and it didn't bother a lot. So what I started doing, I bought me a pair of sandals, and I put the sandals on, and I was going to work in the sandals. And the word got back to the office, and Vince told me to don't go to that ring no more on, because it'll kill my gimmick. I don't look very African like that. So anyway, I had to go back with no shoes on and all that stuff. So it really took a toll on me, and it started hurting me. And Vince wouldn't change his mind. And the only reason I stayed is because I was hoping that Vince would find it in his heart that I was a decent piece of talent and would pay me. But it never happened.
Yeah, that's a shame. I remember too, like in I've never worked there, but in Puerto Rico, you also hear all the stories there about how wild it was back then, and you talk about cigar butts and thumbtacks and things like that. You wrestled a few times down there in Puerto Rico, right? Was it as bad as people make it out to be?
Yeah, it was a bad place. I wrestled there quite a few times, and the fans would rush you, and then they sit in the dress. So it happened, and it never happened to me. The fans have little holes in the wall, in the concrete wall, and if you sit with your back up against the wall, they'll take a clothes hanger, stick it through there, and punch you in the back.
Oh,
they
God.
can punch you your lung or kidney. Now, I never saw this happen, but that's what some of the Puerto Rican guys told me, and told me never sit with my back to the wall.
Because they knew where the locker room was, right? And they would somehow prod you with clothes hangers.
Oh, yeah, they knew where the locker room was. Yeah, they were terrible over there. I remember one time I wrestled, I believe it was Jose Gonzalez. Is that the same guy that killed Brody? Well, anyway, I wrestled him, and he just let me have the whole match. So, anyway, after everything was over with, then when we took our showers and got ready to leave, they had about 15 security guards to take us out. We got about halfway out there on that field, going to our car. They rushed us, and they said, Roy,